Okay, quick tip here. Frequently, you need to align the point of one sketch element to align in one dimension to another point. For instance, you want to drag a line to be parallel to the center point of the edge of a shape. So when we do this, let's make a sketch here. We'll just make it on this plane. And we'll just make a quick rectangle here, right? And so there's a center point, which we can see right there. And let's say we were making a line and I wanted it to align to that, but out here, you can see that by hovering, don't click, just hover so that box shows up, and you can do it to any point. When that box shows up, that tells you that OnShape is going to select that point to drag the dimension out. So now when I move, you'll notice there's a sort of thin dotted orange line. That orange line tells you you've dragged that dimension and are able to project it somewhere else. So you'll notice that it has two constraint markers underneath us. So one is a center point constraint and the other one is horizontal. So if I do that, those are now constrained, and I'll get out of sketch mode now, or not. So you'll notice what's interesting is if I drag this, because they're both not constrained, so I can drag it horizontally and nothing happens really. I'm just not perfect in my horizontal. But you'll notice as I move up and down, because these are locked together, since these have to remain at the same height, if I move the line, then the center point of this rectangle needs to adjust. And that can be any shape or any point. You can do the same with this. What's also important is just say I wanted to put a point in the center. Now this isn't a center point rectangle, so we don't actually have a center. So what's cool is it remembers. So if I float over that center and then I float over this center and I move, you'll notice when they cross, those appear. So even if I move like out here and I've lost it, as long as I haven't clicked anywhere, it's going to remember that. So you can, of course, do this after the fact, right? You can say, hey, align to the center point, align to the center point. You could use construction lines to do that. However, this is a huge time saver and lets you see instantly what you're making rather than just slapping down parts and then constraining them to the shapes you want. So hopefully that's a helpful little tip for you.